Everything is moving towards the digital space, so I do not want to miss on that. I might have missed the beginning of the year when there is a really big hype for that, but I still want to do it because when comes next December, January, February, my items will be out there and they will also rank because new year, new goals. Well, that's exactly what we are going to do in today's video. We are going to set some plans and some goals for the year 2023, but most importantly for the first part of 2023. It is okay if I don't achieve these in the first 6 months of the year, but I would like to have a guideline for the first part of the year. Well, the plans are for the first part of 2023 and the goals are for the whole year. I know that the tasks that I want to achieve and finish and tick off out of this list, I have a handy dandy bullet journal here and I wrote all of my plans for 2023 in here, but I left the next page blank, so if in 6 months, 8 months I come back and I see that I checked off most of these plans that I want to do, most of these tasks, then I can create a new list, an updated one, and I can continue on with the year and I will still be able to see from where I started at the beginning of the year. Now, a few things before I begin. I have 2 Etsy shops and I have a third one in the making. In the first one I sell editable templates which I designed in Canva, and in the second one, which I haven't touched in quite a while, so it's 100% passive at this point, that one will be under major scrutiny in the upcoming months. And I mentioned before that I made the mockups before. I have a dying Etsy shop with mockups. I haven't talked about it because it hasn't made any sales in the last year, I think, or if it made some, it was something very small amount. But now it is time to revive that Etsy shop. But let's go through this list and I will talk about each point and you will be able to follow me right here, right next to me. First things first, let's start with the Editable template shop. Here, as you saw in my previous videos where I talk about how much money I make each month on Etsy with digital products, you can see that the sales are falling, and by falling I just don't mean they are dwindling, they took a deep dive in last year. So I decided to move on. I will keep this shop alive, I will make updates, I will occasionally add a few products, but I will not put my main energy and the most of my energy into this shop. So the first thing that I want to do here is to add 50 new listings in the first 6 months. Compared to the previous years where I added a few hundred items in just a few months, this is like a very small amount. And as you can see here, I added a tracker also. I already colored in 15 of them because I already added 15 new items this year. As soon as I hit the 50 items, I will be done, especially for the first 6 months of the year. We will see how things go with the second half of the year. We might add a few more, but for now on, we will only add 50 new listings to this shop. The next item on this list is to SEO update all of the templates that I have in this shop, which is a big bite because I have 800 listings here. Now, I already did some of them, but nearly not enough. So on the tracker here I have also 50 little squares, and each one of these squares represents 16 updated listings. So whenever I feel like that day, or I put it in my planner that day to update a number of listings, and when I'm done with 16 of them I can color in one of these little squares. And before, with the 50 templates, each little square is one added item. And just a few more things here. I want to update here the frequently asked question sections because I think that it will help with the customer support that I have to do. I would like to create new banners for this shop because I have the Etsy Plus subscription. I have the option to put a slider banner here. So that's why I'm thinking of creating 2 or 3 banners, and they can be a carousel type banner in my Etsy shop. And lastly, I would like to send 2 promotional emails each month, every 2 weeks. Well, there will be a few months where I will send 3, but every 2 weeks I would like to send 1 marketing email to the email list that I'm building. I talked about what and how I use for email marketing. You can find the video in the description box down below. Now let's move on to my second shop where I sell the printable planners. Big changes are coming to this shop because not only I will redesign all of the listing images that still need to be redesigned, under major scrutiny are the business planners, and I will also redesign and re-update and add some more pages to the business planners, all of them. and that means that I will have to create brand new listing images. I have the mockups for them. I created them in Photoshop and they are really good in my opinion. I think that they will convert really well. End of February, in March, I'm planning to host a masterclass on how to make effective listing images that convert. If you're interested in something like this, then please let me know in the comments down below and I will consider creating this masterclass. It has been an idea of mine for some time, but if you would like to participate, leave a comment down below and we'll start to organize that one. The next big thing for this shop is that I want to convert the items that I already have, that I made in InDesign. I want to convert those into digital planners. I could also work with Canva as well, but I already have these files in InDesign, so I want to repurpose them and convert all of these designs into digital planners. Everything is moving towards the digital space, so I do not want to miss on that. I might have missed the beginning of the year when there is a really big hype for that, but I still want to do it because when comes next December, January, February, my items will be out there and they will also rank, because if I make a few sales on them and I get a few reviews, they will rank even higher when January and February comes, when the big hype for digital planner is coming again. As you can see, I said here that I want to convert to digital planners 50 items. Well, I might have more items than that, but I would like to have at least 50 digital planners in my shop. Let's move on, and the next big thing in this shop is to also do the SEO update. Here I have 300 items and I also drew 50 boxes, which means that each box represents 6 listings. Just like in the previous shop, when I go into SEO update mode, I like to batch my tasks. That way I can focus on one task and I can do a lot in a shorter amount of time. Then when I'm done with 6 of them, I can color in one tracker, and this is how I started, and this system is the best that I found so far that works for me. And I would also like to update the banner here as well and the frequently asked questions section. Let's move on to some interesting stuff, the new shop. Well, I will share the link as soon as some of the items are ready, but here I would like to start creating mockups as early as next week, and I would like to create bundles because with the research that I did, well, I did it a few years back, maybe in 2021, I see that bundles are doing the best and that's where you can have the most amount of sales. So that's why I decided to start off with bundles, bigger bundles around bigger themes, and I'm going to create these big bundles and I want to make 35 of them. And after that I will break up these bundles and I will create smaller bundles with fewer items. This means that I will have at least 60 to 70 smaller bundles that I can list. And of course, if there are some items, some individual mockup items that I really love and I think that they will convert and they will sell really well, then I will list those as individual items. And I said that I will list 100 items, but there could be more if I cannot make up my mind. And of course, for this shop I will have to redesign the logo, I have to do the watermarks, the banners and all the branding that comes to it. I recently started creating brand boards for my Etsy shops and they helped a lot with the styles and the mockups and that I will be doing in the upcoming months, years. Because it is a really good base, you have your standard color codes and you cannot go wrong with those. Those were my plans for 2023. Gosh, it's 2023, I cannot believe it. But now, let's talk about some of my goals. And why do we start businesses? Well, because we want to make more money. And my main goal for Etsy this year is to make at least 6 figures in sales. Well, at least 100,000 euros. This would mean that I would have approximately 85,000 euros in profit only from Etsy. This is after fees and marketing and everything is deducted. About 80-85%, that's where my profit margin has been in the past years. But this is after Etsy ads. Now, we still have to take a look at my 2023 business budget. I will be creating a separate video on my 2023 business budget. It will come out in the upcoming weeks, but I think that video will be very insightful and I think it will help you a lot in planning your business for this upcoming year as well. So keep an eye out, subscribe, don't forget it. My next goal is to reinvest 20% of my actual profit into the business. As we stand now, the numbers are the following. I have sales on Etsy. Etsy deducts all of their fees. I am left with a certain amount that comes to my bank account. From my bank account I pay for all of my expenses. I have made another video with my business expenses a few months ago, I can link that for you. And you will see my 2023 budget, how I plan to allocate that money. And what is left over as profit, I will reinvest that into equipment, software, help, because I'm really in need in that department, and of course development. I want to learn new things. I want to learn things that will help me grow this business. So 20% of my actual profit will go back into the business so that I can grow, learn, expand, and so on. The rest of my goals are not as much based on Etsy, but I would like to create 10 tutorials in the first 6 months of the year of how I use certain tools like Everbee, Pinterest, Canva, and so on. And I would also like to reach 15,000 subscribers on YouTube. I think that that is an achievable one. My next goal, it would be to use more tools like Everbee and Pinterest. Pinterest is its own entity, but I would like to talk more about Everbee because I really like it. It helps me a lot with research, keyword research, and to see what is working on Etsy at this moment. If you don't know what Everbee is, it is a Chrome extension that you can install and you will see which items are popular and approximately how much revenue they are generating. Let me show you. Okay, I just typed in digital planner into the Etsy search, and here you can see the installed Everbee extension. This is the growth plan, but here you can see the estimated search volumes with the orange. And now if we go into product analytics, it will analyze all the products on this first page. These are the best sellers for this keyword. Now, I know very well that this is a very broad keyword and it needs to be narrowed down into more of a niche thing, but let's take a look here, for example. Here are all the items analyzed on this page, and I want to filter them first by estimated sales in the last month. This is for the last month that we are looking at. So this item sold 5,000 times approximately in the last year. That is a lot, and it has made a bunch of money. Let's filter by revenue, and as you can see, some of these digital planners are making serious money. And here you can see some of these listings are only a few months old. Of course, there are some older items as well which made some really good money, but there are some 2, 5, 1 month old items that are making serious amounts of money. So I do not want to miss out on this. When I have the printable version of these files, I want to make the digital version as well. And Everbee will be my #1 tool that I will use to analyze listings like this. Of course, I will also use Sales Samurai, but I use that for other types of planning. But for on-site Etsy analytics, I am going to use Everbee because it gives me a clear picture of this potential. And that's the main keyword, potential. If you would like to try out Everbee, then I have a link down below in the description for you. And thank you if you check it out. So, those are the most important goals and plans for the year 2023. The goals are for the whole year and the plans are for the first 6 to 8 months. We will come back in June and we will re-evaluate how did we do, how many of these tasks did we accomplish, check off. And if I didn't finish all of these, then I will continue to work on them. And if I do, then I will set some new plans and some new goals. And of course, I will take you along. I will show you everything. That was it for today's video. Please leave a comment down below if you are interested in that masterclass. And thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you will never miss another video in which I talk about digital products, making money online, and more and so on. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!